I am going to point out you're not drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Water.
All right. There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our launch of the Upstate Original Podcast. We are super excited to get this moving and going. I'm with Kirk Cannon, and I am Nadine Ferraro. And Upstate Original is my brand. I guess we should read the message, because everything that we talk about on the podcast from here on in is really going to be around this message that I launched. It'll be 2 years in October that we launched this message, because I found a real need for it. And the message is for all we do, for you, for me, for humanity and unity. We are a vibe. We are a unique tribe. We are sisters. We are brothers. We are committed to doing what's right for each other and for our community. We love where we come from and where we have landed. We are Upstate Original. But remember, whether you were born and raised here, landed here, and decided to plant some roots, or just passing through, if you believe in and live by our message, you are Upstate Original too. And that is, that's huge for me. That embodies who we are here. Yes, I was born and raised here, but we have such an influx of people from all over the world, really, coming to live in our community.
I'm one of them.
You are one of them, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. But, the purpose for the message, obviously, it came out during COVID. Lots of anger, lots of uneasiness, people unsure, people afraid, people scared, just nasty people out there, for whatever reason, mental health, the not knowing, the not willing to trust, the not willing to, but also there were so many people willing to do for others, willing to lift others, willing to help each other out. And that is really all I knew about upstate New York. And we'll get this right out of the way. A lot of people say this isn't upstate. We're in Kingston, New York. People further up than us will disagree. That's not upstate. But for us, it is upstate. It's been upstate for me since I'm a kid. My cousins from the city used to come every single summer when we were kids, and they'd always say, we're coming upstate, we're coming upstate. So it's always been upstate, to me. And more so with people moving here and really, really giving it that push to be upstate New York. But it's always been upstate, and I'm the original. I'm the original. Everybody else, our cousins that came up, we call them the hobos, the transplants, But that's where Upstate Original came from, and it's our brand. We do pop-ups, we do all kinds of stuff, but it really is a message of lifting one another, of collaborating, of working together, winning together, connecting people. That's what we want to do through this podcast. Kirk has been, amazing. When we first met, I pitched the idea to you and told you exactly what I want to do, and it's my passion, it's my dream, and you were like, well, just do it. And I said, well, I don't do, I'm not good with I have my radio show that I've done for 6 years on Radio Kingston. It's a happy hour with Nadine, and I have a good following.
Yeah.
Right? I have a decent following.
Yeah.
I won a Grammy. I won favorite radio personality in the Hudson Valley this year for 2022. Last year I was second, and I got to give it to Ida Hackala from Radio Kingston, from the Heavy Light Show on Radio Kingston. She was number one last year, so we just switched. We hope we just keep doing that. Over the years, it'd be fine with us, because I adore her. But these podcasts and everything that we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be talking about everything. I can't always talk about everything on my radio show, FCC and all. I can say shit, I can say fuck, I can say whatever I want on this, and I say that a lot. You know me. So I want to keep it real. We want to be real. We want people to come on and sit and talk about whatever they want and have these conversations that hopefully, if one person connects with somebody from one of our podcasts, or one person gets some good information, or it makes a difference to them, all this work and investment and time would have really been worth it. So I want to kind of kick it off. We're drinking water because Kirk is only 20, but it's not always going to be that way, because in December you'll be 21, and that'll change a little. We are going to showcase local. We are going to have a bartender, area, local, whatever, from all over the Hudson Valley. I've been around the block a little bit. I know a lot of bartenders. I'm actually an ex-bartender. I bartended with Big Jim at the Cozy Tavern and Riccardi's Hideaway, and I was at Casa Villa, a local Mexican restaurant. So I've been around the block a little bit. Yeah. But we're going to have somebody mixing a cocktail for us, being chill. Maybe we'll showcase some local food. We'll have businesses on here, event planners, people putting on events, organizations, activists. I mean, there's a lot going on in Kingston, so we're going to cover it all. But tonight, we just want to, and I know I'm going on and on, I hope he edits this out, but tonight, we just want to give you an idea of what it is that we're doing. So I want Kirk to give you a little bit of background on him, because this is the perfect fit, because he did land here and his parents did decide to plant some roots, and they definitely live by the message that we are all brothers and sisters and lifting each other up. We lifted each other from, I think, the moment that we met each other. And we're a good example because I'm old enough to be his grandmother, right? And I am a grandmother. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt, I'm a nana, I'm a lot of things, and I connect with people of all ages, and we want to just make sure that everybody's included, and you can't beat this, the age gap and all that. Yeah. So it is going to be something for everybody. I should say, Kirk and I, we partnered up because, I had this following, I had this dream, I have the information, I have the connections, I have, everything that I wanted to do, but I'm really not tech savvy. Okay. Kirk is a college student. You can't get more upstate, I think, than SUNY Plattsburgh. And he is super tech savvy. He's very knowledgeable. He's really, if he doesn't know something, he figures it out. He's really great about telling me things and showing me things. He wants me to learn myself too. And I always go, yes, I'm into learning, but whatever. I'm really not that great with it, but I'll give it a whirl. So he, most of the time, is going to be editing and the guy on the other end, doing all this stuff, making sure that this all goes. But this would not be possible, without Kirk. And we're in this together. So I'm super excited I don't know if he'll be with me forever because he's really talented. He goes, oh, I'm going to be around, but he's really, really talented. And he could leave. You can't leave right away, but when he goes, it's going to be for really greater things. I've seen his photography. It's Kirk Cannon.
On Instagram and Facebook.
On Instagram and Facebook, CANON. It's Kirk, KIRK. He's very, very talented, and this is going to help him build his resume. We're hoping to get paid because we do have some sponsors that are really interested. They're going to be sponsoring our podcast. We're going to give opportunities for commercials. We're going to have a lot of, be putting a lot of what you want to get out there. Obviously, if you're a guest, it'll be free, things like that. But we're working on our website, which has been my website's been being worked on forever just because of my brand. But now we're going to put these videos on here. We're going to connect people to local businesses and happenings and things like that. And, we're doing it together. But I just want to say, none of it is possible without him. And he really, he lifted me and pushed me to do this because I don't think that I would have done it right now. I don't,
And I mean, it's a good thing that you started it because what I always say to myself is just do it. If you fail, then at least you can say I failed trying. You don't want to just give up on a dream just because you don't know where it's going to go. This could get like 1 million subscribers, follows, views in like a couple weeks. Like you never know where stuff can go. So just give it a try. And
yeah, and I do appreciate that because I laugh. My sisters are probably gonna go, "Geez, we've been telling her that." I think until you hear it from somebody, and for me, especially somebody younger, who's been through some, to relocate and try to start, a new place and new people, and then college, leave your home, and then college, and all of these things, And to hear you say that, it did make the difference for me. And I love that you're building your resume. I know you're doing some other work for Mentor Me of Ulster County, which I do stuff for them as well, as everybody knows. And I'm doing, other things for other not-for-profits. And we're connected. I love that I'm introducing you to some really cool people. Yeah. And you are, you're giving me advice that I have 2 kids. I should say that my daughter is going to be 30 this year. My son will be 34 this year, and we all work on the brand together. We all talk about different stuff. But to hear your perspective, you're younger than them. You're in between my kids and my grandkids. You're a whole nother generation, and I don't think that anybody, any generation at all, should be shunned, should be said they don't know, well, they're lazy, or they're this, or they're, whatever, or where, me as a grandma, they're afraid, they're too old, they could never get it, or they, that like drives me crazy, because I think that when we work together, we win together, right? Yeah. It is the way it is. So we are on the same page with that. Yeah. And that does mean a lot to me. Funny, Kirk works for Hamilton and Adams, which is a store in Uptown Kingston on John Street. I did a video for Hamilton and Adams. I want to say it's 4 or 5 years ago. You'll have to ask Andrew. Yeah. But we walked through the store. Mm-hmm. We showed people everything, whatever. And I was taking photos with their cup. And everybody knows Hamilton Adams. They're the Upstate and Chill. Yeah. You know what I mean? In fact, I had said to Andrew one time, when I went in there, I said, I'm the Upstate Original, and because it just, then my kids were the Upstate Originals. We just always said that. But they're amazing. Yeah. They're also somebody, we'd love to get them on the podcast, right? Mm-hmm. Because they chose to come here. They've been here a long time. Mm-hmm. They decided to come here to start a business, to get involved. And not just a business. I know that Andrew is involved with People's Place. He's been involved with Cuba, with a lot of events that happen in Uptown Kingston. So, that's somebody, that I would think of, that they immerse themselves into the community. Yeah. They want to know everybody. They want to give the community what they want. For me, it's all about community. Mm-hmm. I don't get paid for this. This is not, this is my passion. It's not my job. Yeah. Hopefully eventually I get paid, to do this. But it is about community, and it's important for us, for Kirk, because he really has grown to love it here. His girlfriend is here, right? Yeah. Charisma is here. He's looking to, plant some roots and get going here. He wants to stay here. So we are passionate about telling people what's happening here.
Yeah, because Kingston's a very good town. We just need to work together, come together as a community, because I feel like that's the only thing Kingston's lacking, because Kingston's a very nice area. Like recently, I started, because I do car photography mostly, so I've been going to Fishkill, Poughkeepsie,
car shows,
all down that side. So I'm like, maybe I should change that. So what I started doing was doing more photo shoots in Kingston, and everyone loves them. They're going crazy. The background here is wonderful. The buildings, the structures, everything is so amazing.
I'm gonna have to hook you up with Sawyer Motors as well. I mean, talk about, they have amazing vehicles. I'm just giving them a plug, but they're also, he has so many retro things from the 50s, 60s, 70s, in his business, but they're also opening an ice cream shop across the street. Wow. I mean, you could probably do some great photography from them. So Bob Circasano is another amazing, we're going to get into people in the community that are movers and shakers and doers and dreamers, and the magic makers is what I call everybody. And that's, anyone from, somebody that sews, right? The creators, makers, to people that are, running shit, mayors and, politicians and, things like that. I don't talk about politics on my radio show. I will do that here. My, daughter is in law enforcement. My son is actually the Uptown Kingston UPS man. Shout out to Jimmy. And my daughter is down in DC. We'll be getting her up to hook us up with some people. It'll be, it'll be, we're going to cover the gamut. We are going to talk about religion. We are going to talk about sex. We are going to talk about politics. We are going to talk about women's rights over and over and over again. But we are going to, I want to hear, we're going to keep it real. We want to hear both sides. I don't ever say you're wrong. You're so wrong. Has driven me nuts for so long that I have totally different opinions than somebody else. And I'll look at two people with different opinions and they fight and they're not friends anymore. And I think I've had that happen twice, and it was during the beginning of COVID because people weren't saying I was going to deal with it then, and they were real bad at the time. But at the end of the conversation, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm also entitled to mine. I'm not an idiot because I think a certain way. I actually make an informed decision, and I'm sure that you do the same. Maybe it's the way you were raised. Maybe it's the way you feel. Maybe it's a personal something that happened to you or me or, whatever. But, we believe what we believe. But the bottom line is at the end of the conversation, we have to walk away as friends or we'll never make it. We're never going to make it together if we just keep fighting,
That's
and
what
then
this world needs, like togetherness.
Listen, and I'm not. That's not. Right? We're not being sappy. I really believe that. I put on the TV and everybody's fighting. I put on the news and everybody's fighting. I get on the computer to read something and everybody's fighting. I think you're right, you're left, everybody sucks right now if you ask me because where are the people that are working for us? The middle class is dwindling and gone. And right away I know somebody's watching and going like this, that's those goddamn Democrat liberal, and then other people are going, well, you got that right-wing crazy. So that's not what it's about. It's about figuring out, coming together and figuring out, how we make it work for all of us. And, for us, obviously, we're not politicians. We're not going to get into this heavy. We want to get into the conversations. But at the end of the conversation and at the end of our podcast, we want to thank people for coming here, giving us the other side of things, or maybe you agree with us, maybe you don't, whatever. But we want to keep connecting people. We want people to listen to each other and understand why somebody thinks that way or is doing what they're doing. Because if we don't try to understand it, our kids are watching, and that's a big problem, for me anyway. The little ones are watching, and we have a lot for them to learn, mental health is a big deal right now. Technology is like, freaking everywhere, so much of this and not enough of this. And I'm a big fan of this.
We just need to sit down and talk it out. That's all people need to do these days. Like, stop arguing, just sit down and like be adults.
Almost 60, 20. So, that's a huge gap in there.
If we can do it,
everyone can do it. And I think that's the bottom line. Before we started tonight, we, really are in agreement that we want to bridge the gap because there is a gap. There is a gap with people just saying, fuck this, fuck them, and I don't want to deal with that. That's never going to move us forward in any kind of way. So if through these conversations, we're able to do that, we're hoping that we can. So we're, like I said, we're super stoked to talk about everything and anything. I do want to say my first guest for the podcast, I'm really excited about. To me, I'm thinking, who should I do? What should I do? And when it came out, it was a no-brainer. My daughter, my son, my husband, we all agreed it's going to be. I have two amazing parents that passed away. I have three sisters. I have nieces and nephews. They're all amazing, my family. But, my parents obviously were my mentors, and they're not here. But I did have another mentor in the community when I was a young mom, and the first real, big job that I took, that she took a chance on me, her and her board, which was, I've never met a more phenomenal group of women in my life. Andrea Park is the former executive director of the YWCA of Ulster County. She I was involved, with community stuff, whatever, but she really submerged me headfirst in getting involved with organizations and people and the community and planning events and, doing these big things, and guided me along the way. We couldn't be more different, by the way, because, I dropped the F-bomb left and right, and she's very reserved and she's very refined. And probably went like this a million times to me, but we worked so well together, and she guided me with such class, and she has this resilience about her, and she really cares about her community, and she was constantly lifting other women up, not to her benefit. It was never about her. It was always about the community and about the people, the women, the children, and the families that she helped. She's also somebody who is originally from British Columbia, and, decided to come here. And we'll hear a little bit about her story, but why she stayed here and decided to plant her roots. She's also a mom and a grandma, and she's retired. She's an artist. So I think that's going to be a really, really great show for our first show. But we got some good guests coming up. We have bands, we have businesses, we have event organizers, I have radio people, I have actors, I have directors, I have writers, I'm excited. I can't even begin to tell you. I'm booked with podcasts till like December, but I'm just really, really excited about where we're going. We wanted to do this tonight just to introduce ourselves, to kind of give you the vibe of what we're going to be doing, and I think, we hope that you're going to like it. It will be offered on
YouTube, our website as well, but we would recommend YouTube because that's faster and all that. So just stay tuned.
Upstate Original Podcast, right?
Upstate Original Podcast.
So you have to subscribe. Free. Upstate Original Podcast. Subscribe to that on YouTube. Check it out. We're going to launch this video on there, but we're also going to put this video on social media and our website.
Yeah, just to give you guys a little feel, just in case you don't want to go on YouTube yet, I'm probably going to throw up some clips up there so you guys can know like the feel of it, get the vibe and everything. So fun stuff coming up.
I'm learning about TikToks. I just want everybody to know.
She's making TikToks. She doesn't even need me to help her.
I don't. You know what? I gotta be honest with you. I watch TikToks now. I love TikToks. I think they're awesome. My 10-year-old grandson Jack knows how to do a TikTok. And he goes, Nana, I can help you, Nana. I can do that, whatever. And Kirk is laughing. He goes, see, you got all the help you need. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna do some funny stuff. We're gonna do some great stuff. We're a lot of fun. I think that the bottom line is we are very, very real. We're gonna put it out there. We ain't perfect. I'm far from perfect. I got some shit in the closet. Wait till those skeletons come out. Listen, if I want other people to be real, I'm gonna have to be real. Now, I haven't done time or anything yet not yet. I keep saying yet, but I'm far from perfect. But I'm also somebody who not only helps lift other people. I have been lifted by friends and family.